Have you ever wondered what the man who shocks millions of people on TV every night is like in real life? We are talking about Tucker Carlson. This 56-year-old man is counted among America's most famous and controversial journalists. But his life behind the camera is even more interesting. Very few people know this other side of Tucker. A father of 4 children. A man who lives a quiet and private life. While on one hand he is famous for his sharp questions and political attitude on TV, on the other hand his wife Susan and his family see him as a very sensitive and family man. But wait, this story is not limited to just his family life. Tucker Carlson has such luxurious bungalows, luxury cars, and property worth crores that he looks no less than a Hollywood star. The most surprising thing? He has recently invested money in such a private investment deal that even Wall Street is whispering about it. After all, where does he get so much money from? Did Tucker achieve all this through TV alone? In this video, we will reveal every aspect of Tucker Carlson's life, every detail of his career, relationships, lifestyle, house, cars, and net worth. And a secret that you probably have not heard before. So stay tuned till the end of the video, because there is a turning point in Tucker's life that can change everything. And yes, to know the unknown stories of such famous people, subscribe to this channel now. Before we look at his lifestyle and life story, let's take a look at those moments that shook him. Tucker Carlson seems to be very smart and outspoken, but there have been some moments in his life that were very emotional and shocking. He has spoken openly about those difficult times in front of the camera many times. There were some moments about which he himself became emotional while talking. Tucker once told that when he was very young, his parents got divorced. He was only 6 years old at that time. He said that it was a time when he could not understand what was happening at home. His mother's sudden departure from his life, and then his father's new marriage. All this left a deep impression on a child's heart. He also admitted that he could never talk to his mother properly again, and this incomplete relationship always remained in his mind like a pang. There was another time when Tucker was starting his career, but he had to face rejection again and again. He was devastated after being fired from CNN. Many people said that his TV career was over now, but he did not give up. He himself said that at that time he did self-introspection, asked himself why he wanted to do journalism. This thought kept pushing him forward. And the most shocking moment came when Tucker told that he had once been attacked on life. His house was attacked by a mob because some people did not like his ideas. That incident taught him how much power words can have, and its price is sometimes very heavy. Now let us know how a normal boy became one of America's most popular journalists. Tucker Carlson was born on 16th May 1969 in San Francisco, California, USA. He started his career like a common man, but his hard work, courage, and outspoken style gradually took him to such heights, where today he is counted among America's most famous and influential news anchors. But his journey was not easy at all. When Tucker was only 6 years old, his parents got divorced. This had a deep impact on his childhood. His mother, who was an artist by profession, left the family, and Tucker was raised by his father, Dick Carlson, who himself was a well-known journalist and former U.S. ambassador. Tucker's childhood was spent in books, loneliness, and a lot of questions. He did his schooling in La Jolla, California, and later studied history from Trinity College. From here, his interest in writing and understanding the world started growing. Initially, Tucker did not dream of joining TV, but he had a passion for journalism. He started his career with a small magazine and local newspaper. This was the time when Tucker himself used to go to the field with his story, meet people, and report all night long. Gradually, Tucker entered the world of TV. First, he got a chance to work in CNN, where he hosted shows like Crossfire. But after a few years, he was fired from there. After this, he also worked on MSNBC and some other platforms, but he got real recognition after joining Fox News. In the year 2016, he started a show named Tucker Carlson Tonight, which made him a media star overnight. His questions were powerful, his words were fiery, and his style was completely different. People either like him very much, or they dislike him very much. There is no middle way. Tucker never hid his views, no matter how controversial the issue was. This is the reason why he is as popular as he is embroiled in controversies. But one thing is for sure. This ordinary boy from a broken family is today counted among the top journalists of America, and that too on the basis of his hard work, outspokenness, and courage. Tucker's family life, relationship with Susan, and 4 children. When we see Tucker Carlson on TV, it seems as if he is always angry, a fiery style, outspoken opinions on every issue, and an attitude of taking on the opponent without fear. But if you look at his life behind the camera, a completely different person emerges. Let's know about Tucker's family life and the side inside the house, which perhaps very few people know. Tucker Carlson's love story begins from his college days. He first met his wife, Susan Andrews, when he was just 15 to 16 years old. Susan's father was the principal of the school where both of them studied. Tucker has told many times in his interviews that he saw Susan for the first time, and then decided that she would be his life partner. The friendship between the two deepened in college, and then they got married. This marriage was not just a relationship, but also a strong partnership that kept Tucker going through every ups and downs. Susan and Tucker have been married for over 30 years and have 4 children, 2 sons and 2 daughters. Carlson is very private about his family, but whenever asked, he has cited his children as the biggest strength in his life. He has said that no matter how stressful his day is, when he comes home and sees his children, everything seems fine. As aggressive and strong as Tucker's on-screen persona is, off-screen he is a very soft and simple person. He considers himself a family man. He loves cooking, especially on weekends when the whole family sits together and eats. On Sundays, he prefers to stay at home rather than go out. He says, "If I have a quiet evening in which I can talk to my children and have tea with my wife, then that is luxury for me." For Tucker, family does not mean just living together, but living together. He attends his children's school events, goes on outings with them, and tries to celebrate every birthday or special day with them. He said that one of his sons is very interested in politics and often gives suggestions about his father's show. Susan has always stood by him at every turn of his career, whether it was the time of his firing from CNN or the immense success at Fox News. She once said, "Tucker is as much a public figure as he is a simple person at home. He doesn't show off much, he just likes to stay connected with his people." The atmosphere at Tucker's home is also similar. Simple, calm, and family-oriented. He says that when he watches his children grow up, he understands the real purpose of his life. He credits his success to his family and has said on camera many times, "I am who I am because my wife and children are with me." Very few people know this aspect of Tucker Carlson. We often think that a person who is so fierce in public will probably be the same in personal life as well. But the truth is that Tucker is a very gentle, understanding, and calm person with his family. He once said, "No matter how big an argument I win, if I don't spend time with my children, my life is incomplete." Tucker's luxurious house collection, Carlson's luxury cars. When we talk about Tucker Carlson, the first thing that comes to mind is a person who creates a storm in the newsroom with his outspoken voice. But have you ever wondered what kind of life this person lives when he is away from the TV cameras? Let us give you a glimpse of Tucker's life behind the camera. A luxurious lifestyle that is full of luxurious bungalows and luxury cars. Tucker Carlson's love for houses is not hidden from anyone. He himself admits that he likes to live in a peaceful and simple environment. But this does not mean that his houses are ordinary. He has excellent properties in many cities of America. The most talked about is his sea-facing bungalow in Maine. This bungalow is right on the seashore, and its location is so peaceful and beautiful that anyone would want to settle there after seeing it once. This house has woodwork, vintage design, and open view, as well as a private deck, from where Tucker often calms his thoughts by watching the waves of the sea. Apart from this, Tucker also has another luxurious house in Florida. This house is of modern design, which has high ceiling, a large swimming pool, and even a media room. Here he often spends time with his family during holidays. He also believes that peace and time spent with family makes his thinking sharper. Now let's talk about Carlson's luxury cars, which make his garage no less than a showroom. Tucker's car taste is very classy and has a personal touch. He has a high-end sedan like Mercedes-Benz S-Class, which is considered to be a perfect combination of comfort and power. Apart from this, he also has a Range Rover, which he especially uses in his main house, because the area there is a bit rough and tough. But the most special thing is that he also has an old classic car, which he has preserved in the memory of his father. This car is not a super-fast machine, but the emotion in it cannot be found even in a Bentley worth lakhs. Tucker said in an interview that whenever he drives that car, he remembers his childhood memories and the time spent with his father. Tucker's lifestyle is not ostentatious, but it has class, aesthetics, and a sense of belonging. No matter how big his houses are, each place is filled with family photos, bookshelves, and quiet corners. Be it the Sea of Maine or the sunny lawn of Florida, every place has become a special place for Tucker to think, write, and connect with his people. He has money, popularity, and freedom of choice. But he has lived his life with a balance. His houses and cars are not just for show-off, but are part of his lifestyle. He says, "If I have a good idea, a strong family, and a corner where I can sit in peace, that is my real luxury." So if you think Tucker Carlson is only hot and furious on camera, you should take a peek inside his main home where he's sitting amid a pile of books and writing his next big script with a cup of coffee. Or look inside his garage, which is filled with classic cars that hold layers of history, emotion, and Tucker's life. That's Tucker's true style. Speak less, live more. Net worth and source of income. Not just from Fox News. When we hear the name of a big journalist like Tucker Carlson, the first thing that comes to mind is money. After all, how much would a person working at such a big level earn? Did he earn only from Fox News? Or is there a bigger game behind it? Let's talk about this today. Tucker Carlson's net worth, all the sources of income, and those secret investments that common people do not know about. First of all, let's talk about his net worth. According to different reports, Tucker Carlson's net worth is estimated to be around $420 million. Yes, you heard it right. $420 million. This figure has not come from TV salary alone. There are many sources behind Tucker's earnings that are quietly making money. When he used to work in Fox News, his annual salary was around $35 million. The popularity of the show Tucker Carlson Tonight was so high that it became the most watched show on the channel. This means that Tucker also had a big hand in the channel's advertising revenue. And because of this, his deal also included bonuses, royalties, and profit share. Now the question is, how is Tucker making so much money even after leaving Fox? The answer is his independent media empire. After leaving Fox, Tucker has launched his own digital platform, which runs on X, formerly Twitter, and his own channel. Here he is, earning from sponsored content, exclusive subscription, and donation model. He has millions of followers, and he gets a huge amount from every episode. Now let's come to the most interesting part: his secret investment. Tucker Carlson has recently made a huge investment in a private tech company, which is preparing to change the media industry itself. The name of this company has not been made public, but insider reports suggest that this company is working on AI and deepfake technology, so that journalism and reporting can be taken to the next level. Tucker is a silent partner in this company and has invested about $70 million in it. Apart from this, he has also invested in some real estate projects, especially in Florida and Texas. These properties are now in the fastest-growing market, and Tucker has bought them very thoughtfully. In a way, every investment of his is long-term and strategic. He does not invest just for the name, but where he gets power, control, and returns. One special thing about Tucker is that he writes books, and his books are bestsellers. Books like Ship of Fools and The Long Slide have also earned him millions of dollars. Apart from this, Tucker also earns from public speaking, private events, and brand deals. So it would not be wrong to say that Tucker Carlson is not just a TV host, but he is a walking brand in himself. He understood the world of media very well and used his position to turn it into a multi-source income system. And those who think Tucker is weak now that he's gone from Fox will be surprised to know that he has already valued his own company at over $250 million. Talking about Tucker's secret investments, it won't be wrong to say that he has used his power and money not just for fame, but for control and freedom. He is no longer bound by the rules of any channel, but makes his own rules and runs his own world. Tucker's controversies. Why is it impossible to stay away from the headlines? One thing that has always been a part of Tucker Carlson's life is controversy. It seems like controversy and his name go hand in hand. Whether it's a political statement, a comment on a racial issue, or a question raised during an interview, Tucker is always in the headlines. And that's why it's not easy to stay away from him, because his every word, every sentence, either makes millions of people think, or fills them with anger. One of Tucker's most talked about controversies has been his comments on immigration. He has said many times that illegal immigration is threatening America's cultural identity. He faced a lot of criticism for this statement, and many media outlets even called him a racist. But Tucker did not back down. He clearly said that his aim is to start a debate, not to please everyone. Another big controversy arose when he raised questions on some issues related to women and gender, especially when he said that men are being weakened in society. Then there was a storm on social media. Many people started calling his statement sexist, but his supporters said that Tucker is just saying what other people are not able to say due to fear. His personal life was also not untouched by these controversies. There came a time when protests started happening outside his house, and his family had to take security. Once some people started banging on the door of his house, which scared his children. After that day, Tucker had made a statement in public that if you do not like someone's words, then targeting his family is a very cheap act. Now, let's talk about Tucker's political power, which is even more powerful than controversies. Tucker Carlson is not just a news anchor. He has the power to shake America's politics from within. The issue raised in his show starts resonating from social media to the White House the very next day. He has promoted a new thinking within the Republican Party, a thinking that is considered different from traditional politics, more nationalist, more direct, and connected to the common people. After Tucker appeared on the show, the fortunes of many leaders changed. Some rose, while some were brought down. That is why he is also called a kingmaker. Big leaders like Donald Trump also believe in Tucker's power. Many times, Trump has repeated his ideas in his speeches. And whenever a big scandal or government policy comes up, Tucker is the first one to break it and present it before the public. The impact of Tucker's words is so deep that if he supports any issue, the entire right-wing section leans in that direction. And if he criticizes any leader, his career can be in danger. This is his real power, not just an anchor, but an election-changing face. Not only this, Tucker is now building his own digital army, away from traditional media. He has millions of followers who believe everything he says. And this digital influence is now raising him above the media. He has now become a media institution himself. So on one hand, while Tucker Carlson remains embroiled in controversies, on the other hand, his political power is no less than that of a big politician. The more he speaks, the more impact he has. Sometimes he hurts, and sometimes he gives a reason to think. But one thing is certain. It is now impossible to ignore Tucker. Whether you agree with him or not, you have to listen to him. Tucker's opponents and critics, who do they scare, and why? On hearing the name of Tucker Carlson, some people applaud, while others get angry. Why is this so? Because Tucker is one of those few people who speak without a filter. He says what he thinks on camera, whether it hurts anyone's feelings or not. And this style creates both his biggest supporters and his most staunch opponents. Who are Tucker's opponents? To be clear, the list is long. Liberal media houses, leftist political parties, social activists, and even many famous celebrities. His words especially hurt those who believe in political correctness. When Tucker makes a strong statement on immigration, or when he expresses his opinion on gender and culture, there is an uproar on social media. His opponents believe that Tucker is spreading division in the society, but Tucker calls himself a truth speaker and says that he is just that voice which common people are unable to speak. Not only this, Tucker has also received death threats many times. Once an angry mob gathered outside his house, the door was banged, and his family hid in the room out of fear. This was not a film scene. It happened in real life. Tucker himself said, after this incident, "You can hate my views, but trying to scare my family is extremely shameful." His critics also call him a dangerous propagandist. Some people also accuse him of spreading white nationalism. However, Tucker always answers all this by saying that he is only protecting the culture and identity of America. In his defense, he says that nowadays speaking the truth is also considered radicalism. Now the question arises that what will be Tucker Carlson's next step? Is he going to enter politics? This question has been raised very strongly in social media and political circles in recent months. Many believe that Tucker is now preparing to enter politics because he has everything: fan base, thinking, power, and public support. Some rumors even say that he may stand for the Republican Party in the 2028 presidential elections. His good relationship with Donald Trump and his political influence make this theory stronger. But when Tucker himself was asked about this, he said, "I am not interested in going into politics, but if the situation arises where I am needed, I will not step back." In fact, Tucker is more interested in narrative control than politics. He believes that those who guide the thinking have the real power. But if ever a big political turn comes and the public calls Tucker, then perhaps he will not refuse. Today, Tucker reaches millions of people directly through his YouTube and social media channels, without the censorship of any channel or party. This is today's new power. And if this power turns into vote bank one day, then their entry into politics may not be just a rumor, but may become a reality. If you look at today's Tucker Carlson, you will find a person who is outspoken, sharp in his thoughts, and strong in his style. But if you met Tucker 20 years ago, you might not even recognize him. He was quiet, a little shy, and not as comfortable in front of the camera as he is today. With time, Tucker not only became popular, he also changed a lot from within, and this change became his strength. 20 years ago, Tucker used to do the show Crossfire on CNN, where he often wore a bow tie and looked like a very traditional journalist. At that time, his style was a little different, more polite, more cautious. He felt that the work of journalism was only to ask questions, not to answer them. But as time changed, Tucker realized that just asking questions was not enough. Now it is also important to keep your thoughts openly. Tucker's style changed after joining Fox News. He not only started expressing his thoughts openly, but also started speaking on issues on which others remained silent. Now he is not a news anchor, but has become a voice that touches people's emotions, shakes them, and sometimes even makes them angry. But this is the identity of Tucker. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. His lifestyle has also become completely different from before. Earlier, he was a part of the media industry. Now, he has become a brand in himself. He no longer has just a show, but his own platform, his own channel, his own audience. He no longer follows the line of any channel, he decides his own line. And perhaps this is the reason why people consider him more effective and trustworthy today. Tucker's thinking has also become deeper. Earlier, whatever he used to say had the limitations of a media man. Now he speaks like a free thinker, who questions the system and is not afraid. He has understood that in today's world, the most important thing to influence someone is honesty and courage. Now let's talk about the last aspect, which is the most important. What do we learn from Tucker's life? Tucker's story teaches us that a person can change with time, and if that change comes from within, then he can also change the world. He showed that failures do not last, they just change the path. Being fired from CNN, facing opposition, facing criticism, even after all this, he did not stop. Because Tucker never changed his voice, according to the approval of others. His life also teaches that if you have the truth and the courage to say it, then people will definitely listen to you, whether they agree or not. And most importantly, never let your fear come in your way. Tucker turned every fear, every criticism in his favor. He made it a shield. So if you too are pursuing a dream and feel that people don't understand you yet, then remember Tucker's story. Tucker, who is one of the biggest names in media today, was once alone with his ideas. But he did not give up. And perhaps this is his biggest victory. If you like such stories, which do not just show people's fame, but their journey, then subscribe to this channel now. Next time, we will meet again with the untold story of such a famous face.